everyone, welcome back to the Broadcast of Light. My name is Vin Randos, I'm your host, and today we have some very exciting things to discuss. First of all, though, let's get the Big Pink Bantha out of the room and let's discuss the departure of the Oasis Alliance, except it's not really going to be so much of a discussion as it is sort of a statement to dispel rumors, to try and put this whole thing to rest. I know a lot of people have different perspectives on this subject. I have my own. But it's not really something that we need to pursue. They had their own views of what needed to happen that did not fall in line with the vision that we have for this guild, so they left. And that's all there is to it. There's, like Jeff O said, there's no reason to, point fingers or get angry. I mean, the whole point of this is to have fun. This is a game. This is a community. While I'm all up for good role play and a good bit of drama here and there, I think that sometimes people can take it a bit far, and I think that we just need to let it go. Jeffos, as requested, as well as the High Council, just stay away from the Oasis Alliance. Try to stay away from a couple other guilds that we've asked you to. This is not to prevent you from making friends or anything like that. This is just simply to protect the guild itself, because believe it or not, there are people out there who take this gaming thing pretty seriously. It's pretty serious business, as the internet says. So take it with a grain of salt. Just try to enjoy yourself, have fun, and trust that we're trying to protect you guys. Now let's move on to the more fun stuff. I know that most of you have probably already heard, to one extent or another, all this Communique proposal business. And those of you who have submitted the questionnaire and have completely read through it, we really appreciate that. And we have tallied up your votes and tallied up your input, and we will be revealing the results shortly and implementing it. But for now, we're just going to talk about it right now on the show. So first off is Proposal Tython. In plain English, this proposal is directed at fixing the High Council, or maybe not so much fixing it as just kind of restructuring it. Right now, it's made up of 12 Jedi, 4 of whom are permanent, with observer seats for the Smuggler Lord and the Trooper General. What we're going to do is reduce it to 6 Jedi, 2 Trooper seats, 2 Smuggler seats, and 2 just completely open. So the 2 Trooper seats would be filled by the first and second in command of the Troopers. Same thing for the Smugglers, excuse me. And the last 2 seats would be just a general election. We did this because a lot of people felt that it was kind of a bias to a particular class or some other stuff like that. I personally think it's a bit silly. The whole debate about class division or whatever, that's so stupid, because any decision that's made that's biased towards Jedi would inevitably be harmful towards the guild, because all the classes need to be equal. So either way, if it's going to make everyone feel better, I think it's fantastic. So that's what's going to be happening now. The only permanent seats are going to be for the Grand Master, the Supreme Master, the Smuggler Lord, and the Trooper General. So while the people in position of, the Smuggler Lord or the Trooper General might change, those seats on the High Council will not. And this is opposed to the 4 founders maintaining their permanent seats. So hopefully that's going to be something very encouraging. I know that we do not have second-in-commands for either the Trooper or the Smugglers right now, but we are working on filling those and getting some good candidates in those positions as quickly as possible. So on to the next proposal. We got Proposal Coruscant, or Coruscant, however you want to pronunciate it. Right now, that's just sort of aimed at changing the owners in chat. I think that this proposal can stretch out a little bit further to a couple different things, but we'll get to that in a second. Right now, all High Council members are golden owners, and second-in-commands are white owners, and special individuals or heads of important committees are white moderators. Now, the difference between a golden owner and a white moderator are gold members can gold members. The gold owners can kick people, they can ban people. Basically do all that, while moderators, I think, can warn or kick or something. I don't know. Basically, gold owners can do anything they want in chat. Now, with this proposal, we're going to change it again so that, the Grand Master, the Supreme Master, basically the people in charge of each of the classes are going to be golden. All other High Council members are going to be white moderators, and then, the special individuals and heads of committees will go back to being blue. Again, sometimes case-by-case basis this might change, but overall this would be the current case. This can also apply to the forums, once we get the structure in place that we proposed later on in this communique, the platoon leaders would be able to have different responsibilities and different admin powers than, say, than a squad leader. And, the company commander would be the only one able to, edit that particular forum, change, maybe the list of everyone in the platoon or something like that. You know what I'm talking about. So next is Proposal Alderaan. Now, right now, promotions are kind of handed out based on, the rules in the forums and on the guild website, and there's various time frames and prerequisites. And now we're going to be changing this quite extensively in Phase 2. But right now, we kind of have a leadership gap. So what we're going to be doing is the Grandmaster is allowing people to apply for a requirement bypass test. That is, he's going to interview you on the spot, and if he feels that you're up to par for what we're going to be requiring from that position later on, he'll bump you up to where you're requesting. And that's going to be that. If you think that you have what it takes to get to whatever position it is you're looking for, please contact the Grandmaster via PM on the forum or contact him in chat, and he'll get that set up straight away. Now, next proposal is OSIS. OSIS means we're shutting down the academy. Because it's not functioning as it should be at the moment. As it's not, there's no real standard for what the teachers need to be teaching. Sometimes, the teachers aren't really qualified. You know how it goes. I'm sure some of you have taken these classes and been probably maybe a little disappointed. What we're going to do is we're going to shut it down. Again, in Phase 2 of this proposal, we're going to be restructuring a lot of how people are going to be ranking and the training and blah, 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 blah. So again, we'll get to that when we're done. Now, this next one, we actually opened a thread about 2 or 3 weeks ago about it, just to encourage a little bit of debate. It's called Proposal Mustafar. Now, what it is, right now, everyone sort of knows, the High Council's in charge, and each of the class leaders is responsible for their branch. Beyond that, we really don't know, who's in charge. The Padawans or the Initiates or the Learners will come and see Knights, but what real authority do the Knights have over them? What can they do? What are they not allowed to do? What are they allowed to reprimand them for? With Mustafar, we're going to make the Army of Light more like an actual army. The aim of this is to basically allow the Army of Light to function post-release for the game. The new structure, the proposed structure, is going to be the High Council is going to be in charge of everything. Beneath that, we're going to have companies. Now, a company is going to be made up of several platoons, and each platoon is going to be made up of several squads. And the chain of command is going to be the squad members report to the squad leader, who reports to the platoon leader, who reports to the company staff, which is the executive officer and the commanding officer, and then the companies will report to the High Council or the Rating Council or whatever. Now, preferably, we're going to try and make it so that squads will be exactly large enough to do a flashpoint. And again, we're trying to keep all this very basic and flexible because we really do not know that much about the game right now. So what we're just trying to get this basic foundation in place so that once we do get the information, all we have to do is make a minor tweak and then just come up with a completely new system every time we get just a scrap of information. Now, we've gotten really positive feedback based on this. I was actually very surprised. A lot of the troopers seem to get the concept a lot quicker than the smugglers or the Jedi. So thank you to everyone who took the time to read this proposal out and really think about how it's really going to affect what happens in the game. Because you guys have to remember, what's happening right now is not how we should be functioning. And what I mean by this is, as a community, we exist for a game that isn't released. What's happening right now is absolutely not what's going to be happening when the game releases. We're not really going to be in the chat that much. We're primarily going to be interacting with each other in-game while we're doing flashpoints or questing or doing whatever. So Mustafar is designed to make this work when we're in-game. Squads will be able to do flashpoints, platoons will be able to do, maybe a war zone or something, and the companies, maybe for RP events, who knows. Now, Proposal Nar Shaddaa is basically just going to, let the language rules slide a little bit. Basically, if you haven't read it in a Star Wars novel or seen it in a Star Wars movie, you can't say it. That's going to be the new rule, basically. Damn, hell, that kind of level of language. Now, that's basically the phase 1 of the Communique. After that, Jeffos has PM'd everyone a survey and some questionnaires. He's asking everyone to please fill those out and return it. Be honest, take the time to do it. It will pay off in the end, I promise you. And one more reminder, please, if you do want to do the early placement, contact Jeffos via PM. Now, phase 2, I am not really at liberty to release all the details about it right now, but it's going to involve redoing all the training, redoing all the classes, basically anything that involves ranking up or involves being placed somewhere within the guild, all of that, whether it's RP-wise or if it's practical or whatever, we're going to be doing that in phase 2. It's basically in the alpha phase kind of right now. We don't know too much. We're just trying to get the outline, and we're going to start doing it. And again, like Mustafar, it's not going to be incredibly specific, but we'll be flexible enough so that once we have more information released, we will be able to tweak the training as appropriate. Now, again, I'm not a YouTube partner, so I can't keep this running for too long. So I just want to thank everyone for listening to this broadcast. I will be getting back to you with another one that isn't quite so focused on the serious. I want to keep this show light. I want to encourage some cool discussions. I want to do some cool things, and I have some pretty neat ideas in store. So thank you all for listening to the broadcast of Light. My name is Ben Randos. If you're interested in joining the Army of Light, I have a link in the comment box below, or whatever the hell that thing is. Go check it out. Come join chats, submit an application, whatever. We'd be really glad to have you. We're looking for all classes. This is just a great time to join. I will see you guys next time.